In some of my last video, I think I quite remember I talked about Nigeria and their woes. And the funny part of it is that a lot of people do not uh, understand life. Let me just put it that I'm serious. A lot of people will watch this video and say this guy is it's just the truth. People don't understand life. And I can easily tell you that because I understand it too in the human perception, the human world, in the human strength. I understand life to a very great length. I understand life largely. My understanding is not just because I am a genius or anything. It's just because I'm a pedantic person. I pay attention to details and I stay with the truth. I know that whether you are rich or you are poor, we all die. That's a fact. Let nobody convince you. And I'm dead sure I wasn't created by any being or any god, but I know my mother and my father met together, and I was formed in my mother's womb. And she could have aborted me, but she kept me, and here I am after 9 months. She gave birth to me. If there's a natural force, a power behind the conception, I don't know. And no human being can tell me they know. That would be a lie. And if there is a power that guided me while I was coming out from the uterus, from the womb down, out of a vagina, I don't know. I just know that's the way human being animal give birth, mostly. So my name is Adeyanju Adekunle, and you're watching Future ABC Media Online TV. So what I want to discuss with you today is not far-fetched from it's not far-fetched from the truth. I just want to share some things with you. Um, Before I go, for people who are religious people, I'm not religious, but I know there are a lot of people who are religious. I'm going to be reading one Bible verse to you from your Bible, so maybe you'll be able to relate with what I'm about to say. I'm not going to be taking much of your time. Just let me search the Bible verse. So I'm going to be reading from the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 22 for people who are religious people. It reads like this. The eyes is the lamp of the body. I want you to see this as, if you can see it technically or literally or like a figure of speech, just see it as like an idiomatic expression of something. It doesn't necessarily mean the literal eyes. The eyes is the lamp of the body. If your eyes are healthy, very healthy, your whole body will be full of light. If your eyes are healthy, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eyes are unhealthy, your whole body will be full of darkness. If then the light within you is darkness, how great is that darkness? You understand? So, in most cases, you know, in most cases, a lot of people, what they consider light is darkness, and what they consider darkness is light. Sometimes they cannot even differentiate because they have not really paid attention to the truth of life. So it boils down to what I'm about to talk to you today. I only had to read that passage so you will know that it's all also established in the Bible. It said, I believe that if people can't differentiate a few color, I'm a graphic person now. If you show some people, as bad, as simple as this might seem, some people won't be able to differentiate color from color. White, black, red, yellow, green, or whatever. They can't differentiate it from each other. They can't differentiate pink from indigo. Even in the primary color, which is a CYMK, cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. They can't even differentiate it from each other, not to now talking about a complex color that is not, usually used by all. How then do you want them to even differentiate it from each other? As a graphic designer, you can look at a shade of purple You'll find all sort of names for a shade of purple. All sort of names for a shade of purple. And you can mistakenly just you can see something that is not even purple, like an indigo, that is almost purple, and then even wine, a red wine. Red also have shade. Every color have its shade. So if people cannot even identify the primary color, not to talk of having the potential or the intel to be able to identify shade of color, how then do you want them to identify gradients? That is a mixture of color. So a gradient color is like a complex color. People cannot identify singular color or shade of different colors. Then they want to identify gradient. Those are the illustration of the people who live in this world these days. A lot of people sit in their parlor, in their room among themselves and talk about things they clearly do not know. I've seen many people just read one news and they jump out and just say, yeah, we said it. I did a video not quite long ago talking about when Babangida and Obasanjo was being said to be fighting. All the media, print media publication were talking about the fight. They printed it on their newspaper. Only for some of our journalists where I was working for then, traveled to Ota to go and interview Baba because they have appointment with Baba. They met Baba and Babangida sitting down in the corner of their room, in the corner of Baba's apartment, drinking pap and akara, bean cake from the same plate. And people were out there shouting and screaming things they do not know. People cannot even identify the speck in they can't remove the speck in their own eye, but they want to remove someone else's. They cannot sit down to define the problem of their own life, but they have the strength and the energy and the intelligence, the brilliancy to come online to write about other people's life. That's what causes poverty. So people who can't identify their blatant enemy, enemies that you can see like this, people will see their enemy and they will become friends with that enemy. How come will they be able to even identify the one that is hiding behind mask, the one that is wearing mask, whose face can't be seen, whose identity is hidden? So if people are so blind to the extent that they cannot even identify with something that is clearly in their front, how do you want them to identify something that is very, very that's how some people end up in wrong relationship, wrong marriage, wrong affair. People cannot even, a lot of people, instead of them to sit down to look at the fault in their life, what they are not doing well, they are always looking for someone else to blame for their woes. You are in a relationship and you seem unhappy. And the next thing is you want to say your partner is the one that is causing you unhappiness. Instead of you to look at yourself and ask yourself, what are the things that I'm doing that is not making me happy? You are in a relationship, your relationship seems not to be working. What are the things that you are doing that is not making it work? You are in an office working for a company and you are not progressing. What are the things that are making it not? People cannot even identify simple things. How then do you want them to identify very, very complex one? You see a wrong person whose life doesn't correspond with yours. You see a wrong person whose life doesn't correspond with yours. You see somebody whose life doesn't align with the way of your own life, and you bring that person into your life. Later, you begin to complain. How? What's the problem? A lot of women will come out these days and will be crying foul and saying that they are not being loved, whereas they can't look at themselves and ask themselves if you have even loved somebody. You've loved the way you are supposed to love. You've cared the way you are supposed to care. Some people are in a relationship. They don't test you. They don't say hi to you. They don't say hello to you, and they will still have the effrontery to chat you up to say you don't love them. They are not giving anything. They are not receiving any. I know a lot of people in this world, whenever they want to make decisions, they know they are not brilliant enough or intelligent enough to make the right decision. Instead of them to consult the people who they have in their life that can help them shape or give them advice, they will not. They will go and rush to do it after they have now failed in the deed. that they caused by their own hand and by their own action, they will now come back to the person who wasn't there when they were planning and orchestrating everything. Will now be looking for a solution from that person. When that person now sit down begins to look like this, that did you consulted me before you went ahead to do this? They will now say the person is a bad person. So one of the problem we have with people, and if you are listening to the sound of my voice, like your pastor used to dimbat you on his pulpit on a Tuesday, Thursdays, Friday, or Sunday basis. So listen to the sound of my voice too. If you are one of those people who cannot even identify color, walk with the wise. At least follow the book of Proverbs, chapter 20, verse 13. Or is it 13, chapter 13, verse 20? I can't even remember again. Just walk with the wise so that you can be wise. Because the companions of fools suffer harms. Try as much as possible to make sure that you do the right thing. Just remember one thing as a human being. Everything you want to earn, you must sow it. There's no way you will not plant uh, orange and you want to drink orange. The only way you can drink orange is to go and work, generate money, which is called revenue, in order to go and exchange for somebody who had planted orange and brought it out for commercial purpose, maybe for sale. If somebody did not plant orange in this world, there's nobody who will drink orange in this world. So is it that you plant the orange you want to do you want to take, or is it that you earn money to buy someone else's orange? So identify all these simple principles. Don't just wake up and just feel like you are going to be. And a lot of parents does the same thing. I've seen a lot of father and mother say, I deserve respect, I deserve respect. You don't deserve respect, you earn it. Everything in life is earned. You want to become the first in class, your lamp in the night must not go dry or dead. You must have to study very hard for you to acquire that position. You want to triumph in your business, you must try to pay attention to the environment where you do the business, trying to look at the needs of people, how you can come in to solve their problem so as to improve your revenue. You don't just continue to do the same thing and expect the same results. Some people, before they got married or when they started having a relationship, they're always neat, clean. They find themselves in the relationship and they become dirty, very awkward. Some people become wayward. Some people becomes very saucy, nagging, and all sort of heel characters or frail character or their flaws that they have been hiding. They now begin to exhibit it, and you still want the relationship to be like the way it was from the beginning when you were trying to form holier than thou. When you are trying to form the good guy, the good girl, the good lady, the good man. You change perception and you want the same result. You used to wear white that gives you credit. Now you are now wearing stained white and you still want the same credit. Something must be wrong with your brain. Something must be wrong. Life is so simple. Just do the right thing. And a lot of people cannot even handle the truth. Most of the time when I come here and speak to people, I've had so many issues with so many people in this world just because I'm telling them the truth. Tell them one truth and they will lose it. It happens among lovers, it happens amongst families, it happens amongst the exes and stuff like that. Tell them the truth. They will lose it. People don't like to listen to the truth. So if people cannot identify simple things, how then will they be able to identify complex ones? That's what led so many people into shambles, into the kind of reckless life they found themselves now. You say white, you call it black. There's a thin line between you being dumb and being untruthful, living a lie. Because I still even believe that even living a lie is being dumb. If you are smart, you live the truth. You stay with the truth and you make sure that the truth stay with you all the time because it doesn't mean that all problems are solved, but he eases off most of the pressure from you. But every now and then you are living a lie. Anyway, that's just what I want to share today. Until I come your way next time, please subscribe to my station. Let me share my video if you think it makes sense. And if you have a contrary opinion, you can put it at the comment section. I will respond to it. If let me like my video and try as much as possible to stay focused. But be very pay attention to your life. And if you know you are not smart, at least have smart people around you. Move with smart people. Engage more with smartness, with people like me who come here, give you videos that can challenge your life and stuff. Stop watching so many funny, entertaining things that will just further plummet your life, decline your destiny, and then destroy you entirely. You are getting old. And as an adult who is legitimately who can legitimately have a YouTube channel. You are an, if you are a legitimate YouTuber, I mean, if you have a YouTube page whereby you can watch other people's video, you are an adult. So pay attention to life so that when you go, you will not regret some 10, 15, 20 years ago. And stay true to life. Stop lying. Stop embracing things that are not truthful. Pay attention to things. If you don't know something, learn it from people who know. Even if they are going to abuse you, learn it. I used to have a boss that I used to work with. Anytime he wants to know something, he will just call me and tell me, please, Drew, can you tell me this? If you laugh, he doesn't care. He will tell. By the time you now teach him what he's about to know, he will tell you now that intellectual property that you are laughing at has now become mine. Now you've given me what I wanted, so you can laugh all you care. I have garnered the knowledge I need to garner from you. That's a very smart one. A lot of people today, just because they will laugh at me, people they don't ask for help, and I don't mean financial help because if it is that, people knows how to ask for that, but they don't ask for help on what are the things they could have been doing, what are the things that can that can help them grow in life. No, they just pay attention to until I come your way next time because this video is becoming longer. I don't like to do long video these days. I just want a short, so it will not bore you and then eat much of your data. Until I come your way next time, take care and have a good day ahead. Take care.